I knew I was going to do a vlog this month, but I didn't know what I was going to talk about for said vlog. Well, that's partially false. I had an idea about what I thought I might want to talk about. It's no longer something that's fresh on the brain, but I thought it would be funny to talk about because of how infuriating it was. Earlier, I was like, you know what? It probably wouldn't be very mature for me to make a video complaining about something, and I was like, you know, I could just do it about something else. And then I went to upload a video for the gaming channel, and the video that I finished working on today, that is still uploading, has been uploading for the past 3 hours, even though the video is not that long. And I don't know why that's going on. Apparently our internet speed is bad or something weird, because the video is just taking an eternity to upload. So I took that as a sign that this was in fact going to be the topic for today's vlog, or at least the opening bit. There probably needs to be a giant first world problems disclaimer right here at the top of the video, because obviously I complain about this mostly in jest, realizing that it's not that deep, but it was frustrating. So I'm at work, and then a group chat for the family gets sent out that says, hey, internet's down. It's probably not going to be up until Friday. I think this is probably on a Wednesday when I was at work. And I was like, great. Because I knew that that was going to put me behind for school, but also that the timer was on for how long I would have before I ran out of videos that I had pre-uploaded for both channels, right? So I was a little bit stressed, but I was like, it'll be fine. It'll be taken care of Friday. So on Thursday, we basically get a technician that comes out, and I'm the only one there that day because everyone else had to go do schoolwork and other stuff outside the house. I wanted to wait for the repair person to show up so I could talk with them about the problem because nobody else was at the house that day. So it was my responsibility to make sure that they were able to find whatever the problem was, whatever. They do a quick check. They run some diagnostics. They check the our router. He examines some stuff in the basement about stuff that was connected through a different service provider we had years ago. And basically this employee for a company that I will simply be referring to as Sneeze Time decided that he wasn't able to fix the problem. Essentially, the issue was something outside of his control because it needed to be fixed from the backyard at the actual telephone pole, like on our property, and he did not have the capability to fix it that day. And so I asked him, I said, I know you probably get asked this a lot when you go out to inspect something, but how long do you think this might take in order to, you know, be fixed? Because everybody in the house needs it for work and school and stuff like that. He says, well, it depends. If it's not a busy day, they probably could get out today. It just depends. And so I wait around all Thursday. Nobody shows up. But then again, I didn't have my hopes too high. But they isolated the problem. It's a backyard issue, which means they got to call a truck and a repair team needs to come out to fix the problem. So we go without Wi-Fi for, you know, a couple days. Not a huge deal. Some of my assignments, I have to go to like the public library. So I sit down, I shut up, I put the earbuds in, I get to work on this school project. It's pretty scuffed because I have to do it from the laptop instead of my main computer. So I was already a little bit frustrated about that, but it's like, it's fine. Come Friday, everything will be back to normal. The repair window that they had given my dad was anywhere between 8:30 in the morning to 6 o'clock in the evening. Anywhere within that. I get back from work, sure enough, nobody has come to repair our internet yet. So I say, okay, you know, they have till 6 or whatever. So, you know, we did our family visit to visit my grandmother, and we get back from that, and sure enough, by this point, it's around 6-ish. It's just a little bit before. And there's been no truck that has shown up the entire time. And so I decide I'm going to take initiative, and I'm going to go to Sneeze Time's website. I decide I'm going to contact them through the little live chat feature. For these companies, most of them don't want you to have the ability to actually call them. because then they would have to pick up. You type in a chat and someone, hopefully, will get back to you. So I'm able to start up a chat. I can't remember what the name of the person that I chatted with. But essentially, the speech dialogue shows up and it says, so-and-so connected, what's your problem? And so I start filling in the details. At this address, it's part of this account number, blah, 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 blah. And while I am typing out the problem, which the prompt was, what's the problem? All of a sudden, the employee I was talking to disconnects and ends the chat. So I refresh the page, right? So the next chat that I started goes like this. Chat started. Thank you for contacting Sneeze Time. An agent will be with you shortly. Your estimated wait time is between 1 to 5 minutes. Pretty nice. Travis connected at 6:32 p.m. Travis disconnected at 6:32 p.m. Thanks, Travis. This is now twice in a row that the help center person that I've been chatting with just sort of leaves without talking to me. They just end the chat on me. I finally get in touch with Jared, okay? And for the most part, I think Jared's great. He's gonna help, right? What I'm told is that I do see the appointment is still open, and well as one from yesterday. That type of job scheduled for today does not require a technician to come into the home, as they work exclusively on the outside, so they may not contact you. However, those jobs normally can run up until 8 p.m. So what Jared is trying to say is, hey, I know it's 6 o'clock now, but just you wait, because those technicians might be able to just pull up, not talk to you, walk through to your backyard and fix the problem without you ever knowing that they were there, like a bunch of ninjas. We do our family movie night, but the whole time I'm looking, in our basement, there's one of those basement windows that's right on the side of our house. And so I move the curtain aside, there's a little curtain, so that way I could see if any technicians walk into the backyard to fix the problem, right? Because I need it for school, I need it for multiple things, so I need to know when it's fixed so that way I can get to work on stuff. Nobody shows up. It was cold. Right? It's dark. By 8 o'clock, this was in, I want to say, October. And so, like, no, nobody's showing up at 8 o'clock on a Friday night to fix this when it's freezing cold out. There's no shot someone's going to do that. I get in contact with Deanna from Sneeze Time. And this is what I said. Please forgive my frankness, but this will be the third time that we've been told that repair people will come fix our internet. It is imperative that we get the internet back because the people in this house need it for their jobs and for school. Deanna responds, I assure you, you are on the schedule for tomorrow. And I asked, 8:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. again? And she says, yes, all day. So then the next day, my family was going to go to a pumpkin patch, right? And I thought that might be fun. But unfortunately, I need to wait here at the house until the Wi-Fi is repaired so I can work on school. The moment it's up, I have to start, right? And so I'd say, you guys go have fun. I'll just hold the fort down, and I will just keep an eye on the backyard and wait until the Wi-Fi's fixed, right? Because we were told it's gonna happen. They couldn't get to it that night, but then we were told, hey, Saturday, it's gonna happen. I spend that day with our back sliding door open so I can hear if there's technicians. I go down to the basement to, like, watch Poirot or whatever, but the whole time I'm also, like, I also have that curtain open, and I'm keeping an eye to see if anybody walks into our backyard to fix it, because they haven't been contacting us this whole time, right? And the moment it's back up, I need to know so that way I can go work on school. I wait the entire day, right? And they gave us that same stupid window of 8:30 to 6 p.m. Nobody shows up the whole day. And so after another day of literally nobody showing up, nobody contacting us to tell us that they wouldn't be showing up, they still have not yet sent one single message to myself or my father, which both of us have given them our contact information multiple times by this point. Even just to be like, hey, if you're not coming, would you please let us know, so that way we can adjust our expectations as far as when this can be fixed. So now I'm talking with Liam, and I say, for the third time in a row, we've been scheduled to have a repair person out to fix our internet that has been down since Wednesday, and nobody showed up. And then Liam says, all right, I do see that. So let me see if I can submit a ticket for an update as to why he keeps not showing up. I will give you credit for the time offline too. Later on he says, you are definitely on the list. Yesterday it shows a label of not enough time, couldn't get to. But that should mean that you're first priority the next day, so I'm not sure what happened. I submitted the ticket with the dispatchers with urgent priority. What number can I call you back as soon as I hear back? So Liam, my man, he's trying. He's also confused as to why nobody's showing up, which is confusing me. The whole time, nobody comes to fix it. All right? To put this in perspective, what ends up happening is that by Monday, my dad literally cancels our service with sneeze time in order to get a different provider who shows up, installs their thing before anyone from the previous provider showed up to fix our problem. My dad, he's not a confrontational person, but I just gotta give him points for what he said to Alexander. We get our new ISP, and we get refunded for the lack of service because of when it was supposed to be repaired. So my dad locks that down first, and then he says, you could cancel the open repair order. And then Alexander says, that has been canceled for you now. Is there anything else I can assist you with today? And my dad just says, nope. Obviously, I was taking screenshots of all this stuff just in case I needed the receipts for any reason. But ultimately, it just got to a point where it was hilarious. Because there was such a disconnect, evidently, between the people at these chat centers and the people actually doing the repairs, that there was no communication back and forth between the two. And the crazy part was, right before my dad cancels with them, essentially somebody from their company tried to tell him that they don't do weekend repairs. Then why were we on the schedule for 2 days in a row for a repair then? None of the people we talked to in the chats said anything about the fact that they don't do weekend repairs. So if that's true, why would we be on the schedule on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday if you don't do weekend repairs? That doesn't make any sense. I'm sure many of you probably have stories like that. And again, first world problem, it's not the end of the world. But it put me way behind on schoolwork and for uploading videos. But one thing that it did show that I had to sort of take some mental inventory of, I was getting really bent out of shape about the fact that I wasn't going to maintain the upload schedule that I've kept for the past 3 years, like with very little deviation. Every once in a while there was an oops-a-daisy where I accidentally set a video to upload at 1 a.m. instead of 1 p.m., something like that. But for the most part, it's been very, very consistent, you know what I mean? And I took pride in that. And when that whole internet fiasco happened, it threw all of that out the window, and I got a little bit upset. But the thing that I had to keep reminding myself of is just like, it's not a big deal. Like, you will survive. The few viewers that you have are gonna be just fine. They're not gonna be freaking out asking, where's the video? And it sort of made me take a step back and examine that aspect of not just like what I do for the videos, but also just that aspect of my personality, that I give myself these deadlines, these schedules. And my thought process behind it is, if I want to be consistent with something, I have to hold myself accountable to some sort of schedule, right? And I think it mostly has to do with so many other aspects of my life. I must keep a schedule that someone else sets for me. There are a lot of deadlines that I have no control over. But with these things, I do have control over their deadlines. And so I sort of pride myself in my ability to create them. Like over the course of years, being able to find rhythms that actively work for what I'm trying to accomplish. To create stuff, but also give myself the appropriate amount of time that I need to make it happen. It's been a while since the last vlog, and the downside of doing a vlog so few and far between is the fact that so much happens that trying to sum things up becomes really awkward because it just becomes sort of an endless list of things. On the more serious, more sad side of things, most of you watching this probably know that within the last now 2 years, my grandfather and my grandmother have both passed away, which is really, really sad and definitely represents the end of a chapter that I knew. Even when I was a little kid, I was aware that, you know, they weren't going to be around forever. I mean, they were old my whole life. Like, even when I was a little kid, I'm just like, they're so old. But I also have to acknowledge the fact that we were extremely blessed to have the chance to know them for that long. The fact that our relationship with them was strong right till the end. Like, there was no sort of tapering off. I take a lot of encouragement from that. But overall, life is good. I gotta finish up this semester. I'm looking forward to not having any school over the summer. I didn't do any schoolwork over the summer last year either, but I am looking forward to having the summer off. And as far as what I'm gonna do with that free time, I don't know. Probably more projects, but yeah, that's probably about it. See ya.